episode 666, The Number of the Beast. I love it. I love The Number of the Beast. I love demon shows. I love devil shows, stories, novels, manga, comic, whatever, right? Like, I love all that stuff. Let's forget for a second the devil is a bullshit Middle Ages invention by the church because they weren't making enough money, so they had to bullshit their way into, oh, by the way, there's a hell, here's what it's like, and in charge of hell is this guy, the snake from the Bible. Also, this completely different, obviously different entity who tempted God with Job, and also there was another completely different entity who talked to Jesus this one time. Like, let's just cram all this crap together, make it the devil, and make it like he tempts people, and he's got the horns and all that shit, you know. Oh, and he's also a fallen angel. Let's just pull all of this out of our asses because we need to make money off of you in the Middle Ages because money's down. You know, the quarterly projections are way down. We have to bullshit some stuff. This whole paying the church because you sinned and you don't want to go to hell, that's not really working because we don't have hell yet, so let's invent hell and invent this thing where you have to pay the church to avoid this horrible place, and then our quarterly projections be through the roof, and they were. They made a ton of money off that shit. Yeah, let's just invent some crap, right? And the devil and, you know, all that dumb shit. So put all that aside, forget about all that. Let's just buy into it, right? Like, the devil's real, hell's real. He's a fallen angel. What is your favorite story about that shit? I know we're off the board here. We're not talking about One Piece anymore. Just give me one of these. I almost always keep it One Piece. Eventually, even if I'm rambling, you have no idea what the hell, why am I talking about kittens and Timbuktu? Then eventually I tie that back into the show. By the way, you know, these kittens, this story, these kittens that survived in the alley, this is like Luffy and the Straw Hats right now. Oh, yeah, okay, I can actually see the connection, the connective tissue. This ain't that. This is completely off the board. Give me one. In 666 episodes, nothing to do with One Piece. What is your favorite demon, hell, devil-related story? Outcast is really good. It's by the guy who did The Walking Dead. He also did a comic called Outcast. It's great. Unfortunately, it only has 2 seasons. I've only seen the first season because they were dicking around with the second season. Like, it took forever to actually bring it out, and by then I had lost cable. So I've only seen the first season. The first season is excellent. But it's not a finished story. Point Pleasant by Marty Noxon, who is one of the showrunners with Joss Whedon. She's one of the creative forces behind Buffy and Angel. Well, not so much Angel. Buffy for sure. She's a creative force. She's a great showrunner. Great writer. You even see her singing in the musical. She's a parking ticket lady in the musical episode, right? But anyway, so she created her own show. Ran for 12 or 13 episodes. Obviously, they wanted another season, but it's pretty much a self-contained 12, 13 episode story. Just you can look at it as a little miniseries. Great. In 2005, it came out. I'm sure you've never heard of it. It's called Point Pleasant. It's out there. It's on DVD, which means if it's on DVD, it's probably on streaming somewhere. If not, you can find a yo-ho-ho section of the internet to peruse it. It's called Point Pleasant. So that's my favorite. What's yours? Let me know in the comments. Specifically if it's anime, because, you know, they don't. Apparently, horror anime is just not something that's done very well, which is very disappointing because I love that genre. At least sci-fi's got some good shows. You know, the sci-fi genre of anime. And, you know, Thriller Bark, I bet, is as close as we get to horror in this show. Other than the flashbacks for this story arc, those 2 episodes were brutal, man. I did not enjoy that at all. Those are episodes I would skip. I would never watch those episodes again. It was horrifying. It was just something about it. They really tapped into the horror of the situation. You know, the agony of the people forced to do that shit against their will was visceral. They did it for too long. I'll take that to my grave, right? They did it for too long. It should have been 1 episode total's worth of flashbacks. They reveled in it too much. And I kind of think that was the point. You know, so I'm complaining about it, but I think they did exactly what they want. They want us to feel this way. They don't want us to be like, yay, Daffy's so cool. TV Tropes calls it Draco in leather pants. You know, he's not cool. He's horrible. He's an asshole. I know we love to cheer on villains, and we love good villains, because you need a good foil to your heroes, or it's boring. It's a boring story if nobody can challenge the heroes. It's a boring story if this villain isn't worse than the previous villains. You gotta escalate. That's the storytelling 101. You have to escalate. But man, it just it made me very. I actually did not like it. It made me uncomfortable. It made me feel bad in a way that very few things do when it comes to this job. Like, there's very few shows or movies I watch that make me actually uncomfortable. That did. That was horrible. It just, and it wasn't just what we were seeing in the people, the agony of the people being forced. It was the fact that the people loved him and they trusted him that much, and it just turned in one night. The idea that somebody you've known all your life and trust all your life, they've never been a bad person, they've always done you well, and just suddenly one time they just get out of bed one morning and they go the other way. It'd be like your husband or wife trying to kill you. After 20 years, you've never had a bad fight, not once. There's never been any violence in your relationship. It's true love, and then suddenly they're coming at you with a knife. And you know, we see stories where that, like the Goa'uld or in Supernatural, they get possessed by a demon. And a lot of times in those stories, these people die thinking that their wife or husband, their loved one, their brother, their child killed them. In one case, it was a child, man. It killed the dad. You know, it's just, that shit's horrible. But it didn't hit like this does. Something about the whole combination of events, it was just a perfect brew. It made me feel really bad. So that really is probably the most horrific moment, episode, whatever, in One Piece. I'm sure they'll top it at some point. Also, there will be a special video coming out in right after this episode. 666 devil fruit. I mean, it's right there. It was literally right there. So I'm going to do a special episode just talking about devil fruit. I know I did that recently. This is a different angle. I asked for some questions in case you didn't see that. It got some good questions, some good comments and stuff. So I'm going to deal with that in that video. So, but first we have to watch this episode. 3, 2, 1. Her or Pretty Boy, the only people that could have the kind of shadow we saw, I think. Some of these other people are way too distinctive. These fairies get shit done, man. They get shit done. Shit, I meant to talk about this. When you put on somebody else's clothes, that's nasty because they be sweating in their clothes. You know, the clothes smell like them. That would not be a comfortable experience. They don't really do that, talk about that very much. One of the last things in the world I'd ever want to do is knock somebody out, strip them, and put their clothes on. That would not be a good experience. But you got to do it, man. You're infiltrating. He looks psychotic, man. Another thing about this, by the way, why they need the clothes is the fairies are so small they avoid being seen. You know, they've been doing it all their lives, right? They're very good at not being seen. So, but the humans can't avoid being seen, so they have to blend in. So it's actually brilliant that they put on somebody's clothes. This dude is so hardcore, man. I knew I liked him. There was just something about him. He's also such a badass. I'm going to come out and take out this entire elevator by myself as a toy. With my toy gun. Technically, everybody should be eliminated. It is a bizarre ending, I have to admit. What started the fire and what knocked everybody out? I don't see Billy Joel anywhere. Better dig into the rule book. What happens if everybody gets knocked out at the same time? Somebody's there. Oh, I thought they were already standing up. We need a fan. Blow the smoke away. That doesn't look like her. Is it? Oh. It is. Okay. I mean, I figured it had to be, but you never know with this author, man. He can pull something out, man. He can hit you with that swerve. I said I would have been thunderstruck. I would have been completely shocked if she didn't win this round. Just would not make any sense narratively. But you always had that 1% of doubt because this author is so good. He could be setting you up. Look at them. They are pissed. Boo. We don't like people with pink hair. That's got to be a dye job, right? Like, that's not natural. Where did she get pink dye in this island? Yeah, it's over. Yep, Blondie. I'm a little surprised to see Blondie go out like that. Did they have to do this because they wanted to move this along? Look, I'm not complaining. I'm so tired of this round. It's been stretched out for so long. Get it over with. I don't care if this is a Deus Ex Machina. I don't give a shit. Get us out of here. So I'm cool with it. I'm curious of why, right? Look, that bird, penguin looking, he was really pissed. That's right. Kind of weird. Maybe it was a dust monster. The dust fruit. Good shit. Jesus, that robot looks like he's ready to eat her. Dude, calm down. I have not. So somebody with the power helped her. She's clearly not moving around the world, so it wasn't her. She doesn't have that power. Unless somebody had the power, died, and then she got the fruit. That could be, right? Damn, dude. This is some Jack the Ripper shit. That's what he's doing because he did the Big Ben clock tower. He's doing Jack the Ripper. Never thought I'd see a Jack the Ripper reference in this show. Damn. I bet he died. Jesus. I bet he died and she got his fruit. But why wouldn't she use it until now? That's the question, right? I don't know. Sounds like a real dick. Really? Could she have the fruit and not know it? Like she ate the fruit at some point? Doesn't remember it? Or it was given to her, like in a pie or something? Can you cut up a devil fruit into a pie and then eat it and get the power? I would think so. People wouldn't know what they're eating. Of course, a kid wouldn't know anyway. They would just think it's fruit. Yeah. Shut the hell up. Was it him? I think it was him. I'm not sure. Was it him? What a way to go out. I go sleepy now. I kind of like how they're doing this. It's almost like a detective story, right? Like we got to try to figure out what happened rather than just showing us. So they're going to jump him? It is him. He is the one with the power. Shit. So what took him out? They did. The other person we saw in the flashback did have blonde hair. That is a thing, right? And because there's kind of wind involved, that's what threw up all the dust. Take his ass out. He'd be looking psychotic, man. It's like it possesses him. It's like it possesses him, like he doesn't know what he's actually doing. Interesting. Oh well, whatever. I won. I wondered what his role in the story was because he's been getting a lot of emphasis, right? Right. I see. I see. He didn't want to, but like, where does him wanting to be notorious come into play? He's enjoying the situation. I know how he feels. I know how he feels inside his own heart and mind. I know. That's a pretty scary transformation. The look on his face is creepy. Having said that, yep, I guess so. I go sleepy now. So what? You not allowed to have a pistol? Why are you hating? We know why they're hating. Inspector. Yeah, I bet you do. You check every crevasse, don't you? She didn't have a pistol. I like this dude. He hates her guts, but this is what it is. It is what it is. That is kind of bullshit. She blocked the blow. Yeah, that's right. That's why she got back up. Kick her ass. See, no holds barred in the finale. Honestly, I have no idea who's going to win. It could be her. It could be our boy here. We'll talk about that more in a minute, but but here she had to win this round. Like there was just no question in my mind. She had to win. That's right. I took this. See, that's the thing. It wasn't just like she got lucky, like I thought at first. At first, I thought she got lucky, right? No, she fended off the attack. She's the only one who did it. She deserved to win. So I like how that got resolved. And plus, we don't have any more time to waste on that bullshit. That's right, limber up. I love it when I limber up before a fight. I want to make sure I don't pull something, right? Very creepy. The kind of people these women fall in love with make me question their choices. Cyborgs really are cool. $6 million man ran for like 8 seasons. Yep. Even my tiny hand is excited. Well, pretty isn't the word I'd use, but it is cool. Yeah, you're a hater. Hater. Damn, dude. He's weird. Although, I do like respecting the opponent. Yeah. Damn, dude. That's harsh. I've always said cool is not giving a shit what other people think. That's just what I feel, right? So you're cool, right? You're not doing it to impress anybody. That's just what you are. That's who you are, right? So he's cool. Even though he ain't. I mean, he ain't cool. But, like, he's cool, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is two different things. He has a diaper fetish. That's what he has. But I like that he respects his opponent. I really do like that. Look, I can't get my ass whipped by somebody who has a pacifier in his mouth. Can you please take that out if you're going to win? Right before you win, please take it out. This dude, man. Hate. Well, I did what I did. Re-Q, huh? Yeah, because he wanted to flame your ass out. Well, you don't like that, huh? Good point. The whole family's rebelling against me. Yeah, you got my hopes up there for a second. Pissed me off. So, the last 10 years, that wasn't enough to motivate you. I guess it felt hopeless. I wonder if his character is based on Don Johnson in any way. You know, Miami Vice. If it was, he would have a 5 o'clock shadow, so I guess not. F this guy. I put him in the throne as a joke. It's called irony. Man, he got his ass kicked. Really? Demon in his veins, huh? I see. I see. So you have all the information. Then do something. Does he know the toys are attacking? Probably not, because they haven't moved yet. Kick him in the teeth. Man, Frankie's getting wrecked, man. Like I said, please take the pacifier in your mouth. So he does know, I think. We got these toys working their asses off, man. What a dick. You're an asshole. Did they need a distraction? I thought the fairies can just move around and not be seen because they're so small and fast, right? I don't know. Maybe they're loaded down with equipment. So that's a carp. I see. He's a cat, of course. What the hell is he? A frog? Yes, right. So I guess the carp is what was confusing me. I knew there was one of them I wasn't quite tracking, right? He's a fish, but what kind of fish? I see that. I think the cat costume bothers me the most. They all three bother me. But the cat costume is the worst. They've been working, man. They've been grinding. They're putting the hours in. I like it. Don't be a dick. They're loyal fairies. Usopp. Yeah, I don't want to explain the Usopp name right now. Look how running. Luffy's running forward but looking sideways at her. That's a good way to run into something. Let's climb out the outside. Yeah. So a furry who went in a fish costume, is that a fishy? Yes. Look, messy is what he does. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She really is dismissive of intellect. Or lack thereof. Yes, he will protect his captain. Have we seen that from Zoro before? Somebody insults Luffy and Zoro gets mad? I don't think we've seen that before. She's scared. That's Violet, obviously. Yeah, he'll admit it. Seems like I'm gonna have to go back and check out Duffy's dialogue. It seems like he knows ahead of time about everything, but I think he doesn't know the toy. I think he said the toys can't get to the bottom, and they're already there. So that may be the one piece of information he doesn't have, which could be the crucial piece of information. You don't think the Ewoks are going to turn the tide of the war? It could be that kind of scenario, right? Okay, so I rewatched the scene, and this is giving me Emperor Palpatine in the throne room in Return of the Jedi, when he's talking about, this is what everybody's doing, and this is how they're all going to lose. That's what this is giving me. But he's missing a few key points. One of them I'd missed the first time through because he says something right before that captured my attention, and I missed about 3 lines of dialogue after that because I couldn't stop thinking about what he just said. We'll get there in a minute, but first let's get to what I missed. This part right here was after that. He's talking about, I don't think they can even reach the underground level. He's talking about Robin and Usopp and the others, right? So he thinks they have to come from the top and go down through all the levels to get to the bottom. He doesn't know anything about the side tunnel. I wasn't sure the first time through the scene. He doesn't know anything about the side tunnel. He completely isn't thinking about the fairies at all. He may be thinking about the toys. He may think the toys can rebel, but he's not thinking about the fairies at all. And he doesn't know anything about the side tunnel. So they're already down here. And he doesn't think they can even reach that level. So he's wrong about this. That's very interesting. This is one of the lines I missed. I saw him talking about this. I got some of it. It didn't really, I was like, as a human, I wasn't really thinking, I was still thinking about what had been said before. I was trying to relate that as a human to what had been said before. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about Luffy's going to be turned into a toy. That's what he's talking about. You're not going to be a human anymore. You're going to come out here as a toy because everybody comes out. At least today. Apparently the order today, because we've seen other people survive battles. Hell, Rebecca has. Other people fought with Rebecca before they lost. They're not toys. Those people in the medical cell aren't toys. They're in there recovering. They lost. But today, anybody who loses today gets turned into a toy. And there's some dangerous people that came today. So in a way, I think it's his way of getting rid of some competition, getting rid of some scary fighters, just getting rid of people who could be problems later. And he does under the guise, let's have this great competition. Here's a prize. A lot of scary people will enter to get the prize. It's not just Luffy. Luffy's a big draw, but like you're getting other people off the board as well. So anybody who loses today gets turned into a toy off the top, right? Like that's just automatic. And he thinks that Luffy's going to lose, or even if he wins, maybe if you win, he'll just renege on the deal. No, you're not getting the fruit, become a toy. That's it. Because he's not even saying, because, he has to assume there's a chance Luffy could win. So what this tells me is it doesn't matter what happens. Win or lose, you're becoming a toy. You can do your celebration. Okay, let's take you downstairs, let the doctor check you out real quick, and then we'll give you your prize. Okay, sit on the table for a minute. Boom, you go down, you're a toy, right? So, I mean, it wouldn't be that easy. Luffy would tear their asses up, but, that's the plan. So he thinks that Luffy's off the board. Meanwhile, he doesn't know that Luffy's already out of the Coliseum. Somebody else is there, right? So that's two things he's wrong about, which means he's in deep doo-doo. He doesn't realize it, but he is. Now, here's what actually captured my attention. Okay. Someone who has demonic blood in his veins. Now, this could just mean that Dragon is his father. Probably on surface level, that may just be all this is. Dragon is his father. Dragon's a demon. He's an asshole. He's a scary person. He's a revolutionary. He probably has a lot of people worried because most people are living a good life in this world with the status quo. They're enjoying the status quo. He doesn't want the status quo upset. So Dragon comes along. He wants to upset the status quo. He wants to overthrow the government. Anybody who's making money right now is not going to want that. The status quo is where they're making money. Maybe they would make money in the New World Order. Maybe. But there's no guarantee. Right now, you're making money, so you want things to stay the way they are, right? So, and you have power. Making money could also mean just having power, enjoying power, being left alone, whatever, However, you're profiting from the current situation, you're not going to want it changed. So, that could be all this means. That we're enjoying the status quo, so Dragon's an asshole. He's trying to upset the status quo. He's very scary. We're all scared of him. Plus, he's powerful. He has a great organization. A lot of people are involved. It rose as high as Kuma could rise higher. Now, some people think Vegapunk is part of it. A lot of people. Some of your minions, at least one of your minions may be part of the revolution. The revolution is very attractive. It's very intoxicating. A lot of people are intoxicated by the idea, let me change some shit. Maybe it'll be better. I can rise further. Even if it's just you want to profit yourself. These people are profiting, but I'm not. I'm here, I'm in middle management. If the world order gets upset, then maybe I rise up to the top. That's what's behind a lot of revolutions. They say they want to help the people, but really they just want to get to the top. Maybe people get helped along the way, but that's not the intention. So, that could be all he's talking about. Your father's an asshole, I'm worried about him, he's a demon, so you have your father's blood in you. You could even look at it that way because, Luffy pretty much is a Chaos Agent, right? So, you have Chaos Agent blood in your veins, is what we're saying. But what if it means that's what the D stands for? Demon. Monkey, Demon, Luffy. I do find it interesting, again, we could be reading into this stuff, right? But 2 lines of dialogue later, he says the full name. Monkey D. Luffy. Now, maybe he's trying to make us think, okay, D, here's the D. Here's the D, demon. Now, again, what is the Japanese word for demon? Does it start with a different letter? People have said the D for Monkey D. Luffy is English. There's no different letter in Japan, in Japanese. It's not like a different letter that gets translated into D for this. It's D in Japanese. Well, what does the Japanese word for demon, what letter does that start with? That's crucial. So that's one of the things I don't know. So maybe this is just off the face of it because of that. Because a demon starts with a different letter, there's no connection. But people have said he inserts English things into his story all the time. And maybe that's a way of tricking the Japanese audience. Like, because there's no letter connection in Japanese, but there is in English, that's how he's going to get around it, and that's how he fooled you. The Japanese audience. I don't know. But if we think about that, demon and devil are very similar words. So maybe there was an entity that split in two somehow. Half of it went into some people, and half of it went into fruits. And it's the same cause from both, right? Which is why maybe I've always speculated for a long time that the will of the D and the D matters, and that somebody with the D will find the One Piece. Maybe the One Piece is we put everything back together into one piece. We take the D from the people, and we take the devil fruits, and we bring them back together to recreate the entity and tell it to F off so we can get rid of all magic in the world. Maybe that's what's happening here. Demon and devil are very related. They could have the same source. Be an entity. It could be a field of magic. Like there's a field of magic like the water, the light in Lost. I don't want to be too specific in case you haven't seen that show, but there's a light in Lost that is the source of all magic. Maybe it's a field. Dark Tower, you have the field of flowers. The flowers aren't magical, but like that's the epitome of the journey. Once you reach the field of flowers, you're there, right? So maybe it's a field of magic of some sort or something, but like some fruits came from it and some people came from it. So maybe the way you get to One Piece is you take the fruit to the source, the field or whatever it is, an altar. It could be an altar, it could be a field, it could be a lake, it could be a pool, a well, whatever it is. You take the fruit to the source, and then you have to be a D, and you have to bleed onto the fruit and then put it into the source. Will the D, the blood in your veins, the demonic blood in your veins, gets put onto the fruit, it's like a spell, a sacrifice, a ritual. Basically, we're talking about a ritual. Somebody with D has to bleed on the fruit. They put it in the source. Everything's all one. It's one again. It's made one. It's one piece. It's all made whole again. Symbolically, right? And then you get all the knowledge. Like you perform this ritual, you get all the knowledge, the missing century, where the magic comes from, how to save the world, how to get rid of magic, all that. Now, I'm doing a lot of headcanon, I'm doing a lot of wish fulfillment here because I want all the magic out of the world. That's how I would solve the world's problems. That may not be where the story's going, but this is my working theory right now. And again, this could all just be surface level shit. He just means dragon, and they said Monkey D. Luffy because that's his name, and a lot of people say Monkey D. Luffy, and it could all just be a coincidence. I'm just reading way too much into all this shit. But the author loves to foreshadow. The author loves to drop little breadcrumbs into the story that pay off later. That could be this. 666? That's a coincidence because who knows what episode number, what manga number this was. You know, I don't think it was like a specific, wow, let me drop this break, because 151 was a huge episode, but who knows what the manga number was, and that's not an interesting number. So being 666 is a coincidence. But isn't it wild if I'm correct that this revelation comes in episode 666? The showrunners know what the episode number is. I don't know if 666 has any significance in Japanese culture. Probably not. But the showrunners know, and they could have, like, you know, with pacing, they could have paced it out where this revelation could have come 3 episodes ago, it could have come next episode. And they could have just tweaked things so it comes out right at 666. Wherever it came out in the manga. I don't know. Like I said, I could be completely full of shit. It could just be about dragon and people say names. Or these could be breadcrumbs. And I have part of the picture. I don't know if... It'd be wild if I'm right about everything. But the idea, One Piece, it kind of makes sense. You're bringing the devil fruit, demonic blood. Like you see what I'm saying? You see where I got all this. It kind of makes sense. You can imagine a ritual where you put the blood back in on fruit and then join it with something. The last component, whatever that is. And then you get the treasure, which in my humble estimation has to be knowledge. Because there's plenty of gold and silver and diamonds and jewels laying around everywhere. This has to be something different. It could be the ultimate magic power. It could be you get all the fruit abilities. Maybe the One Piece is you get every fruit ability there is. Right? That would be something. Like you would be a god at that point. So that could be it too. I think it's knowledge. But yeah, this is what captured my imagination and why I didn't pay attention to dialogue for like the next 2 minutes.